welcome. My name is Jonathan Jones. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for this evening. We're always excited when folks like you make it to these presentations. The main reason is because you feel that there's something here that may be of value to you or for someone that you care about. Please keep in mind that as you hear presentations or hear testimonials, understand the FDA has not evaluated any of these comments, and the information that we're providing is not intended to be presented as these products. Only the federal government can declare a nutritional supplement to be anything other than that. They're the only ones who can declare a nutritional supplement to be a treatment or cure for a disease. So all we're talking about when we talk about Micro Daily products, Collagen Daily, Brain Boost, Eye Boost, Probiotic Boost, or any of the Micro Daily family of products, we're only talking about a supplement that is essentially the food that's missing from our food. And we're very fortunate that we now have access to such an amazing thing. So we're happy to have you all here with us. So here's what we'd like to do. On Thursdays, this is your night. This is your opportunity. This is your chance for discussing anything that you would like. It's your opportunity to tell us your story. And if you have a story, that's all right. My backup device is kicking in right now, so I'll at least keep the audio going on here for the time being.
Okay.
See if we can't, I'll wait for it to kick back in again because my computer just went like it's having some kind of a stroke or it's gone epileptic or something. That's just how it is. That's technology for you, right?
Yes, it
Trying
is.
to give it some hydro.
Yep, I'm working on it. I'm working on it for sure.
I have mine.
So let's do this, folks. Oh, look at that. It just went, shut itself completely off now. Well, it's a good thing I dialed in on this one. Completely off. Okay, so let's do this. This is your opportunity to share your story. Why don't we'll give you a chance to think about it for a hot minute, because I know that some of you have some interesting stories that we have not heard. Even if we've heard your story before, that's fine. There may be some new angle to your story that might be of value, and we're looking forward to hearing them. So I'm going to stop talking and just say, okay, let's go ahead. So just raise your hand. There's no such thing as a crazy story. There's no such thing as something that's insignificant. It was just minor. I didn't think it made much of a difference, or I wanted to just wait and see how it went. Down the road, we don't need to hear all that. We just want to hear your story. What have you observed? What have you noticed taking place since you started on any of the Engage Global products? Okay. Now, for some, that's going to feel like pressure. So I'm not going to call Crypto Mike's name. I'm not going to call his name, but we warned Mike last week that this was going to be the week that he would share his story. So, so Rob, you need to kind of send a text message to Mike and just encourage him that everyone need to hear that story. Well, but let's go ahead, Dolores, and let's see. Dolores has a story, has an update for us, or a new story. Please go ahead, Dolores.
Well, I just have an ongoing story, Jonathan. Daily, Micro Daily is just doing what it needs to do with me. I'm feeling well. I had some problems a few months ago and woke up I had a lady ask me today. She said, "How did you hurt your leg?" I said, "I didn't hurt my leg. I just woke up one morning and I couldn't move. My joints were, my muscle, my joints, they were just locking up. I couldn't move I couldn't lift my arms. I couldn't lift my legs. I couldn't basically do anything that I had went to bed doing. So now, and I ended up with the cane. And I still have a cane outside just to be sure that if I stumble or something, I got something to stabilize. In my house, I'm not using the cane anymore. I'm able to get in and out of the bed, and um, everything is just fine. I'm able to lift my arms, to do things that I couldn't do before. And I feel good. I went out in uh, the ministry today, and I was with a couple of more ladies, and I got out of the car and I didn't take my cane. She said, "Where's your cane?" I said, "I left it in the car." She said, "You better get that cane because I'm not picking you up." But
Consider yourself warned.
I didn't need the cane. And my leg, everything is just with my knees, and things they were aching. They're not doing that anymore. Sometimes I have some pain, but I'm able to move like I wasn't able to before. I know it's with my eyes too. I was haphazardly taking the eye boost. I started taking the eye boost on a regular basis, and I can see that left eye of mine is really cleared up. So that's what my problem was. So I'm seeing much better with that left eye. I don't have the glare that I used to have. And what I'm really elated about, when my in-home, the nurse came to visit me, and she did my blood pressure, and she said, "What?" My blood pressure was 118/76.
Oh my goodness, Dolores.
So she said, I need to do your blood pressure standing up also. I said, okay. So I stood up and she did my pressure. It was 118/70.
It went down.
So she said, "Your blood pressure is better than mine." And she said, "I need to see your medicine." I said, "I don't take any medicine." I said, I had my microdata sitting on my counter. I said, "This is what I take. I only take these products here." That's what I take on a regular basis. And so she knows about the microdata because her sister is an affiliate, and she's tried to talk her. And so she said, "Well, what really bothered me was that she was taking microdata and she got COVID twice." I said, "Well, did she end up in the hospital?" She said, "No." So I said, "Well, you look at it like, maybe she wasn't taking enough, or at least you can look at it like it kept her out of the hospital. She was not critical, and she's doing okay now." So her sister recognized after listening to one of the meetings that she just hadn't been taking enough microdata. So like I said, I'm just elated. My husband, a lot of times he couldn't even take his blood pressure medicine because his blood pressure is lower than mine sometimes. And he's on a couple of pills. But everybody just, it's microdata is working good for us as a family. And I truly, truly appreciate that. I thank Dr. Prasad for formulating the product. I thank you for insisting that I take a look at it. And I thank Jeff for coming and introducing it to me and giving me some samples to get started on. So I just thank you all.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing your story, Dolores. We're gonna have to document that at some point and get all that written down. We got the audio of it right now, though, so we at least have that much. So, did you said 116/77?
118/76.
That's a teenager.
Yep. 18.
And let's see, you got a couple miles on you too. You're over 60 somewhere, right?
I'm over 70.
Over 70.
Yep. Way over.
With a blood pressure of 118/76. Y'all wrap your minds around that one. So there we have it. Thank you very much, Dolores, for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Okay. I gave everybody a chance to think about it. Go ahead.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Oh, hey, this is cool, TLC. I want to say about that micro daily, because I've been taking the micro daily brain boost, the eye, the EMF. I just started on the collagen. But what I will say, I suffer with blindness. So, that is what it is. I'm blind. But my steady walking has been better since I've been on the Micro Daily and taking everything. It's improved from me not having so much good balance because of, the blindness a little bit more and just being able to be steady. But I noticed by taking that, my walking has straightened up significantly. You balance with your cane to kind of keep your balance going, even though you don't use your cane to balance you. It's not a walking cane. It's the searching and making sure you see. That's your eyes, basically. But I noticed with that, I'm walking a little more steadier than I was before by taking, several other stuff. I haven't got on the collagen yet. That's the last step for me.
Well, that's excellent. That's excellent, and excellent to hear. Any improvement is a good thing. And for someone, you may say, well, it's not that major of a thing. No, walking steadier is a major thing as far as I'm concerned. That's beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that part of your story. Cool TLC.
Right.
Yeah, it's wonderful. There it is. Just more stories. Just talking to a gentleman earlier today that is hoping that the Micro Daily family of products is going to make a difference for him. He's suffering with poor vision, glaucoma, and all kinds of things. It's been helping him so far. So I think he was going to give Bob Evans a call today. So I don't know if that conversation took place, but we'll see where that goes from there. Okay, who else would like to update us on their story or share any story, something that's happening with you or someone that's happening with one of your clients? You need some more time to think about it? I know some of you are having some more stories that you have not shared yet.
Well, Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
Rob, I can truly add to my story. I believe most of us on the call have heard my story. I dealt with some diabetes issues starting the beginning of this year, and I started taking the products May the 15th, and I suffered with my vision had decreased by 50%, had some neuropathy going on in my feet. Energy level was totally down. But all of that was eradicated and pretty much corrected within a 30 to 45 day time period. Definitely by the end of June, I was pretty much straight. But see, my vision, most people that know me here on Engage know me with these. And all these are readers. I've been taking that eye boost. I don't even grab them anymore because I can see clearly everything. So that's the add-on with just continuing to take in the product. But on top of that, I know my body feels as though it has been pulled back. It has pulled back 15 years. It's a solid, I feel like in my actually a week from today will be my 63rd birthday. And I'm still counting, putting those 10 to 12 miles whenever I work out, and I work out anywhere from 4 to 5 days a week. And that kind of work, I got to contribute it to the Micro Daily, 100%. And the new year, I'm gonna join a gym and get some weight resistance in there also.
Stepping it up.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful,
Beautiful, beautiful updates. And again, folks, you reach a certain point where you say, okay, well, I'm about as good as I can get. But so far, we're going months along here, years along here, and individuals are saying they've gone from being as good as they thought they could get to being even better now. It is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see and to hear these stories. So thank you very much, Rob, for giving us that update.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, raise those digital hands, folks. Start waving or unmute yourself and just start talking. Bob Evans, we're going to hear an update from Bob Evans. Very good.
Oh, yes. Okay, update. Well, the one thing I can say about Mito, I mentioned the fact that how he's feeling, and it was just today. I'm just sitting smiling with myself because of how I felt. I was feeling, because I just feel just a sense of well-being. I know my energy level is much better. It's like it keeps increasing on a daily basis, right? And I find that I can stay up much longer, because with MS, sometimes you get fatigue, even burnout at the end of the day, or at least sometime during the day. Sometimes I feel like you really have to take a nap or something like that. But I've been going on, but this sense of well-being is something, that's it feels good. Like, I would go back to say, like when I was in my 20s, right? So I remember having that feeling because I used to be kind of very athletic, used to work out a lot, do like bodybuilding and all that kind of stuff. I used to feel so light, like I could fly, I'm not to that stage where I feel like I want to fly, but I'm close to it now, just feeling good, So I know, taking the products have really been making a difference. One thing I know I've added because I use the probiotic, the micro daily, the eye boost, and the collagen. I'm supposed to be getting in some other stuff because like with the brain booster, that because I bought the Dr. Prasad recommended pack, so that will be coming. So I'll be taking all the stuff I need to take, to get even better. So I'm really looking forward to that, and my vision, there were times I remember, sometimes my vision looked like it fluctuates because it still does that a little, right? But I'm still maintaining, some, as I was mentioning, I could see more detailed outline of things around me. The place looks lighter. So although it fluctuates, don't get as dark because sometimes it's like I'm seeing nothing, with that vision because I'm only seeing from one eye, but my right eye, because the left one is completely blind, but this vision means so much to me. It makes such a difference in my life, and I feel so good that I can see now. When I'm driving, when I'm riding, on the street with my wife, I can see, movements of cars going by. I mean,
Really?
I couldn't see it the other day. Yeah, I could see the movements that the cars going by, but before I was able to see that. So it is a difference. It's making a difference in my life.
That's wonderful. And
Yes.
once again, just rewarding to hear. And no matter how small the improvements, those little things make a big difference and could make an enormous difference, to other people. So,
Oh, yes.
but thank you very much, Bob, for giving us that update on your situation. So,
and I did get that call today. I was
wonderful.
setting up I'm setting up another call for I think Friday. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
We hope that goes well.
All right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and these are testimonials, updates on your circumstance, or any questions, by the way, can be raised. So go ahead, Gail.
Yes, thank you. I had a question in regards to the CBD. You know, I understand that it's like in the same family. Well, it's like made from the hemp plant, and in the same family, I believe that's the plant that people smoke marijuana. But I was wondering, even though there is like a little tiny amount of THC in it, would that cause any kind of problems with people who actually work in companies that are drug tested?
That's a very good question, Gail. And I am told by people who have to be concerned about drug tests that they do not take CBD. Because CBD, no
Okay.
matter where it comes from, apparently, from what I'm told, CBD will show up because of what they test for. They don't just test for THC. Apparently, they test for CBD or some other component, is what I'm told.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Mhm.
Yep, you're very welcome. So, someone who's in that situation may want to, find another way to deal with their anxiety, or at the very least, get their doctor to write a prescription for them to take it, and then they should be okay. But Gail, before you go away, can you tell us anything about why you take Microdaily and any benefits that you're experiencing? Are you willing to share any of that with us?
Well, I tell you one thing that I have noticed, which I love. I've had low energy for the longest. And by taking the Microdaily, I take quite a few each day, it's giving me a major burst of energy. I've also seen that my stamina, I'm able to like do things for much longer than I was before. So I'm really happy about that as well. So the energy level has gone up, the stamina has increased, which makes me really happy.
You don't sound like a person who was low energy.
Yes, it's been that way for quite a while, unfortunately. But now I'm happy. So
That's excellent.
I thank
excellent.
you for that too,
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that part of your story. Much appreciated. Okay, we have another comment or question here. Gaskin is, am I saying that right? Gaskin?
It's Pastor Gaskin, but my husband is apostle. Something is wrong with my phone, so we sharing. But
Okay,
it's on.
okay.
Okay, you see me on the line. But I just want to give you a little update on what's going on. Okay, I was neglected. I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, second go round.
Oof.
Okay, praise the Lord to Mr. Mike Ingram. He thought enough of me. I adopted him as my big brother, but I'm the oldest. Okay, and he saw all this going on, and he told me about the Microdaily. But anyway, I should have had a scan for my cancer doctor to see where we're at. She's saying that I should be done this time around somewhere in March. Okay, but the devil is a lie. I've just put that out there. But what happened was the gastro doctor did a scan, and she can't go against the cancer doctor, and neither can she really fill me in on what she found or what she didn't find. But from the expression on her face, I know what time it is, but it has to come from the cancer doctor that we are
Wow.
done. Okay. So I should have went there today, but something happened, and I know what happened. But they throw my visit with the cancer doctor to December. Okay. So they still gonna make me wait. But I know what time it is. They can't find out. They don't know how things are looking the way it look. All I know is they told me my blood work is perfect. Perfect. I know what that means.
Wow.
When those levels are off with cancer, your blood work is not perfect. But I got to hear her say it, and I got to have her write it down, and I got to
Wow.
have her take me off the schedule.
Wow.
That's where I'm at with that. But I know what time it is, but they just gonna make me wait to December. But I can tell you this, daily, I got so much energy. My husband tell me, why don't you get somewhere and sit down? I'm washing clothes. And usually when I'm doing my treatment, I can't do all that, but I'm mopping, I'm sweeping. I'm just all over.
That's
I love
incredible.
it. I love it.
What conventional treatments are you taking?
I'm taking chemo.
Okay, so you're currently undergoing chemo, and yet you still run around like the Energizer Bunny.
I'm a volunteer at the jail 2 days a week. I'm out feeding the people. I'm everywhere.
Wow. And how much microdaily are you taking? We got a bad connection. So I'm not the only one having a bad internet connection. We hope you snap back in here.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, there we go. Yes, go ahead. Tell us, how much microdaily are you taking?
Well, right now I'm taking 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening.
EMF or the regular?
Is that
what color is the bottle?
The red bottle?
Okay, so the microdaily EMF, you're taking 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening.
Yes.
That's
and I'm doing the collagen, I'm doing the eye, I'm doing the brain, I'm doing all that.
Okay,
and
so
I can tell you this, I've had neuropathy so bad, and it must have wasn't meant for me to go see the doctor for that, because neither the cancer doctor or my primary doctor, neither one of them had scheduled me for a neurologist. But the thing about it, I used to couldn't go in my freezer. I couldn't touch ice. I couldn't hold a cup of ice. If I drank anything with ice, it would freeze my throat. I tell you, these hands all up in the ice bucket. I used to feel like I'm walking on crystals, but I'm walking everywhere now. I can tell everybody about this product. This God sent. And I ain't gonna hold y'all off.
Thank you very much for sharing your story. It's we never get tired of hearing folks that are amazed at the results that they're getting, and it amazes us over and over and over again, because your story is going to make a lot of folks healthy and healthier. So thank you very much for sharing that.
Told me to go ahead and tell his for 30 years taking insulin shots for 30 years. Now he haven't had a shot, I think, in 3 weeks.
Oh my.
Because his sugar levels, the highest he's had in 3 weeks was 108.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he owned the product. Everything I take, he take.
So how many microdaily is he taking?
He's taking the same as me, 8 in the morning, 8 at night.
So with diabetes, he hitting it just as hard as you are. Wow. I hope everybody's understanding that.
But his sugars are lower than mine. Ain't that so? More chocolate chips. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I just hope everybody's understanding this. He's diabetic. You're fighting colon cancer. You're both taking 8x2, eight capsules in the morning, eight in the evening. His sugar levels have dropped down to his high level is 108. That's incredible.
Yes.
That's absolutely incredible. And I think everybody should just kind of understand that. So when we tell folks that if you are dealing with an issue, you're dealing with a chronic issue, age is a chronic issue, but if you're dealing with the chronic and degenerative issues and serious problems and life-threatening problems, don't play games with it. Take more. So our suggestions to do that is right on point here. So that's amazing to hear that. So he's at 108 is his high.
Yeah, that's his high. He is wave apostle.
That is wonderful to hear. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your stories, both of you. We appreciate that. Wow. I don't know, folks. That's kind of amazing. Wayne Morris has a story to share with us.
Hello, how you doing, Jonathan? How you doing, everyone? Yeah, John, it's been a minute since I've shared, but I wanted to kind of give an update. I've been dealing with the high blood pressure, and I shared that early on. And back in 2006, I had a heart attack where it landed a couple of stents, and I have a total of like 4 stents. But I realized that I needed to really continue to, stay on top of my working out, watch what I eat, what have you. And, but along with the medications, it was kind of, helping to control it some, but I didn't rely totally on that because I realized it has to be a balance, what you're eating, your workout, you still have to do that when you have trauma to the body. So since I've started the Micro Daily, I've been in now about, I want to say 90 days I've been doing it, but I had a testimony really about a month or so ago, or longer, where I had to go to the doctors for a physical. And my blood pressure prior to that time, me going for the physical, it was in the range of like 150, somewhere maybe 153 over 80. And most of the time, the bottom number was always around about 80 or so. But that upper number was 150. And every now and then, it may hit like 140 something like that. So it was kind of running like that. But when I went for my physical, my blood pressure was 130 over 69.
130 over 69.
That was about 3 weeks ago. It was 130 over 69. But I had to go today to just to check on something. And so they do their regular routine, your blood pressure and everything. Today my blood pressure was 120 over 80. So the upper number is coming down more and more. But I wanted to say that I realized that don't mean that I can kind of splurge in different areas. I realized equally so as my pressure is coming down as a result of the Micro Daily, that doesn't give me a pass on yet thinking I can eat whatever I want to eat and do whatever. I realize that I have to have a combination because, the temple is our responsibility. God has given it to us. It's his gift to us. And in return, what we do with it is the way we show our value and appreciation to God for our body, for life. So I kind of keep that in my mind, most parts. So I'm grateful and thankful. So the only thing that I've added outside of some of the workout that I've been doing, one of the things I've been doing, and I'm back to doing it, is I was, riding my bike. I love to ride my bike. So I'm up to like 8+, almost 9 miles each time I ride it, and it feels great. So I can turn that up even. I can do a little bit more. But the thing that I've added outside of what I was doing was the Micro Daily. Micro Daily, I take the Micro Daily, I take the collagen, I take the brain boost, and I take the eye boost as well. And I just started also the gut boost. So I'm taking that as well for the gut. Yeah. So I'm excited about it, as well as the people that I've shared it with. They're excited about it as well.
That's wonderful. He said the gut boost. He's referring to the probiotic boost for anyone.
Probiotic boost. That's right. That's correct.
Yeah. So very, very good. Excellent. Excellent updates again, Wayne. Now, how much Micro Daily did you say you're taking?
I'm taking. I was kind of. I kind of fell to your regiment, I believe, which was 6 in the morning, and then I was doing 3 at night. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And you're mostly on the EMF, right?
The EMF, I am, correct.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah,
so take note of this, folks. And once again, we always have to just keep reiterating here that testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. But it's funny that so far, the folks who are sharing their stories here, I don't think that they know each other. There's no indication that they know each other. They may or may not. I don't know. But it's interesting to be hearing these stories coming from different people, different walks of life, different areas of the country. And they're all saying somewhat the same thing, that at one point in their life, they are suffering with serious chronic issues. And now they're seeing an improvement in their condition. And even if the products never cure or treat a disease, because they don't, Micro Daily and Dr. Prasad's Choice, these are not a treatment or cure for any disease in any way, shape, or form. But isn't it refreshing to hear someone getting quality back in their life? Someone who's able to out running 10, 12, walking, running 10, 12 miles a day and making plans to join a gym so he can start working out. Individuals here riding bikes and living the life, doing things that they perhaps thought they would never be able to do again. I know that's how I was feeling, to be quite honest with you, about a year ago, especially when I was starting to have pains in my left knee, my right toe, my left shoulder. I was really just thinking, okay, all right, I guess I'm starting to break down like other old people at the ripe old age of 60. How did Roberta say it? I don't think so. Not happening. I feel none of those pains right now, and I'm able to walk. Listen, folks, I'm in my mother-in-law's basement, and one of these days I'll get my sister-in-law took a video of when I first started doing the demolition on the basement. I was just wailing on it with a hammer, pulling out the bottom plate on the walls, and it was a lot of work. That's work that I haven't done for years. I'm doing all this construction work in the basement. My wife can't even understand, how is this happening right now? I'm doing it. I know how it's happening. It's micro daily and collagen daily. I'm here to tell you that's the only way that this is happening right now. I should be in traction. I should be doubled over. My back should not be able to handle anything. But I'm lifting lumber. I'm taking lumber downstairs in the basement, bringing it back up. I'm down there hammering, hammer drill, and bent over right now doing electrical. I got to replace all the outlets downstairs too to bring it up to code. Can you believe those words are coming out of my mouth? I don't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. Micro daily, folks. So I can tell you that it does turn the clock back. I've done this kind of work since I was in my 30s, but I'm doing it. Okay. All right, let's see who's coming up here next. I don't see any hands waved here. No hands. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to think about it. Do you want to know which one of the testimonials is being played the most on YouTube? One of the ones that's most commonly being played, that's being shared all over the place? I'm going to just tell you which one it is. I'm going to show it to you, and then you can decide whether you need to start circulating it some more, because I think everyone needs to hear this story. So we're going to pause for just a minute. I'm going to shut my camera down, and let's hear Daryl's. Daryl, this is Bernard Dean's friend. Daryl will share his story, okay?
I'm Daryl Singleton. Bernard came to me and told me, I was out of breath a lot, losing air, couldn't speak that well because I was grasping for air. And then I had a lot of swelling, especially in my legs and feet. And it was hard to get him. So Bernard came with this stuff and told me, Daryl, you gotta try this out and take about 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening. So I told him I would do it. I was skeptical about it, but my feet started going down and all the swelling went out of the feet. And they were kind of like black, the feet. And the color came back in the feet. The feet shrunk down, and then my legs started going down. But I started feeling a lot of tingling in my hands, because I had real big, huge hands because of the swelling.
Wow.
All that started going down. What I've been noticing at first was my voice. I was able to speak and, complete a sentence because I wasn't doing else. So that kind of slowed me down. But other than that, everything, feet and swelling been going down. I've been able to walk. I would go to the grocery store and couldn't make it to the door. That's how bad it was. Now I'm able to walk around the grocery store and do what I need to do. I'm taking care of my triplets. I got triplets. Grandkids that I stay with 3 times a week, and I take care of them. I couldn't even lift them up, and I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy, but I don't know. These things have been happening since I've been taking the stuff, and I'm impressed myself because I'm here talking to you guys. without passing out.
Wow, Daryl, that's amazing. What's your diagnosis? What does the doctor diagnose you with, if you don't mind sharing?
No, I haven't. I hadn't been back to the doctor to explain this. I will be going there, but I don't know what they're gonna say.
Mhm.
But the stuff works. We're real skeptical. I'm still feeling a little tingling in the hands and feet, but they actually went down. But I still feel like tingles. It's telling me something's working, something's happening. You know.
Yeah, the circulation is restoring.
Oh yeah, you can tell that, and I'm able to bend down and tie my shoe.
Oh wow.
Because I wasn't able to tie my shoes. I
Wow.
wasn't able to put on a regular shoe because my feet were swollen. I wear a size 10.5 and I was wearing a 13 so just to get in some shoes.
My goodness.
You guys gotta understand this. This stuff was bad. I mean, and I would sleep. I would try to sleep off the pain and couldn't do it. But now, now I feel a lot better.
So it's a form of,
You see all this white hair?
yeah.
That comes from pain. It comes from pain.
Yeah, stress.
Yeah, stress, pain, and everything.
Mhm.
But the product works. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with it. I don't know what else to say to
No.
you, but hey, it's like a little miracle.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So, is it lymphedema? Is that what your doctor has said about your condition?
No, I had a lot of nerve damage. I had a total hip replacement, and that too, my hip was killing me. Had a total hip replacement, and then I was working on a piece of bone. Piece of bone was like hanging on my hip.
Yeah.
Didn't come out. Doctors were wondering why I was still working, but I was taught that you work for your family till you drop, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they pulled me out of work and then did a total hip replacement. Then I had some nerve damage in the lower lumbar and upper neck area. And I was having many strokes, stroking out,
Mhm.
scaring my wife to death. So they did the operation on that. But I was having a lot of nerve damage, and a lot of the swelling and stuff comes from nerve damage.
Mhm.
That's why I was a little skeptical about taking these, because I was telling Bernard, I said, this is nerves. You don't heal nerves, right? It's nerve damage, So, me and him go at it all the time. Bernard, I've been knowing Bernard for about, it's been about 45 years.
Mhm.
So me and him go back a way. So he's a very, very good friend of mine.
So that's a kind of amazing story. Size 10.5 shoe. He had to put it into a size 13. Size 13 because he was so swollen. And lymphedema will do that. So that's a pretty remarkable story there. And it's testimonies like that are coming in left and right now. It's there's no end to this. So if you know someone that you care about and you want to give them a chance at recovering some measure of wellness, it may be that pointing them in the direction of the food that's been taken out of our food, help them find it. It's the food that's missing from our food. That's all microdaily is. And I really just want to make that clear to folks that testimonials are anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. But the folks that are sharing their stories, I believe that what they're saying is true. We don't know the clinical circumstances surrounding, their circumstance, whether they're taking something that may be a factor in their condition or not. So we don't know. But just the same, they're anecdotal stories, and they're allowed to share their story, and we're allowed to pass it on to you, just as long as you know that it's not part of a clinical study or a clinical situation. So that's why we can share them with you that way. So we got time for one or two more questions here. Freddie, you got to give us an update, or you have a question?
I have it's not an update yet, but it's just something I noticed, I think it was last night on the meeting. I heard someone ask Dr. Passard about scar tissue. So I had these two spots on my hand. One was where I put my hand in the car trying to do something in the car, and I hit the engine, and it completely took the skin off of it and scarred it. And it's been a scar there for years. And the other one, when I was a child, someone shot me with a homemade arrow in my hand. So there were two scars on that. When somebody said that last night, I just happened to look down at I was like, where are my scars? And I mean, I have been looking ever since last night. I've been looking for these scars. Touched the engine in the car. I did see it a little bit. It's faded, but I just wanted to say that. I was just so surprised that they actually are disappearing.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we have Auntie Claudia that told her story about scar tissue. She was suffering terrible pain from scar tissue after a double mastectomy. And she swears up and down that she calls microdalia a cure. Those are her words, not ours. But she swears up and down about that. I don't have it downloaded to my computer right now. I'd share that one with you real quick. But scar tissue is a very significant issue for some people. So thank you for sharing that story, Freddie, and giving us that update.
Yep.
Okay. Bob Evans, you have an additional comment that you want to share?
Yes, scar tissue I'm interested in. The reason is that I think I was mentioning this too already, but with MS, what happens, right? MS is caused, with the demyelination of your nerve. It's like that insulation around your nerve is actually eaten away, right? When that's eaten away, what stops it from regrowing? I understand there's an enzyme. I don't know what the enzyme stops it. It kind of inhibits the regrowth of it sometimes. But at the same time, also, the area gets scarred. And that's why they call it sclerosis, right? So that is the problem now, that MS people have. The area is scarred, and then it's hard for the even remyelination to take place, even if you have some way of doing that, because the scarring, it wouldn't grow back. So I'm kind of excited about, with hearing that about, microdalia and scar tissue, because I mean, it would help me, or even then people who are diagnosed early with MS. You could see how this could be a factor in actually helping them or halting the process if it does that.
That's right.
So I'm kind of excited about that.
That is interesting. Well, hang on. I think I just may have found Auntie Claudia's personal story. So let's see if we can get it to play.
Good evening, Jonathan. Jonathan, this is Claudia, as you will call me, Auntie Claudia. Okay, Jonathan, what I want to say is, you keep saying that Dr. Passard products is not a cure for any disease, but in my opinion, I'm saying yes, it is. Because, Jonathan, I did mention before when I came on this thing that I am a cancer survivor, not once, but twice. And Jonathan, I first started with the purple bottle, and believe me, I saw a difference when I started with the purple bottle. Now I am on the red one, which is the AMF, and believe me, it works miracle. Because Jonathan, I used to suffer, I have to say used to suffer with a lot of scar tissue. The pain was so intense and overbearing that there are times I feel like just ripping my chest off, because I had both my breast removed because of the cancer, so I just didn't want to go through, going back there again. So I just removed both of them. And the scar tissue was, oh my God. I mean, I used to be in pain. I used to be crying and just wish I can just take my hand and just rip off my chest. But since I have started the Micro Daily EMF, Jonathan, I have gotten great relief. I did ask you the last time I text you, I asked you if the Micro Daily can also help with scar tissue. And believe me, I have seen an improvement. I would say that Micro Daily EMF is a cure. I would say that. That is just my opinion, okay? So I just want you to know this, okay? And I have been feeling on top of the world since I have started this Micro Daily EMF, and I don't think I ever want to stop. Okay, in Trinidad here, it is hard to get US because when you go to
So she goes on to talk about how the challenge that she has from getting the product, but there you have it, Bob. She's swearing up and down that it's made a huge difference for her as far as scar tissue is concerned. So.
Exactly. You can't tell her otherwise. It's a cure.
Nope, could not shut that down. Not shut that down. So anyway, thank you very much for raising your points.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Okay, Gail has another question.
Yes, I just wanted to also ask about NRF2 and how would it help someone with dialysis? I know someone who has dialysis, I think 3 times a week, and I'm wondering, would it help them? And if so, if you could explain how?
Good question. Good question. There's a couple of things with someone dialysis. NRF2, by the way, that's a component of the immune system, and that's one of the benefits of elevating glutathione. So if someone is looking for something to improve NRF2, then they found it. They found a very easy and simple way to do that. The only way to do that before was to, again, just find things that would elevate glutathione. And let's get you the exact definition of it so that folks will have some kind of an idea. Definition. Okay, nuclear factor erythroid-2 related factor 2. Really complicated thing. Yeah, but we're going to go through some details on this NRF2. It's going to take us a little while, but let's do an actual discussion about this. But everything that I've read connects elevated glutathione to improving NRF2. So that's the one part of your
okay.
Point. But the second part, as far as dialysis is concerned, we have anecdotal stories of individuals who have seen improvement. And that's the main thing I can tell you right now is the anecdotal stories, because the reason why it could potentially benefit someone who is either on dialysis or heading toward dialysis is because of ameliorating oxidative stress and free radical damage. See, every cell in the body is degrading because of free radicals, every cell. And cells make up tissue. Tissue make up organs, such as the kidney. So if you have a kidney that's degrading because of oxidative stress and free radical damage, it's not going to function well. You take an apple. If you had a bright, shiny red apple or a yellow apple that's starting to turn brown, which one would you choose? Stupid question. the one that's turning brown and mushy, you don't even want to have that. But the fresh one, the nice red, crispy one, you want that because you know that there's more nutrients in it. A kidney that's starting to degenerate because of free radical damage and oxidative stress does not work well. Adding in the level of nutrients and antioxidants that MicroDaily supplies, the food that's missing from food, cells get nourished better. Oxidative stress and free radical damage is ameliorated. As a consequence, Greg's brother-in-law, for example, he was 1 point away from having to go on dialysis. He started taking MicroDaily. Instead of being 1 point away, he went to being 12 points away from having to go on dialysis. And if a person is already dialyzing, meaning no kidney function at all, at the very least, it will reduce the stress. Because when your blood is being taken out of your body and cleaned and put back in again, that's like having an organ transplant 3 times a week. It's a massive amount of stress on the body. Now, Jeff, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, approximately, I said to us on a meeting when someone raised a similar question that there is one individual right now who's taking it on dialysis that is now starting to produce urine on his own.
Wow.
Something is happening. He's already,
That's huge.
he says, we don't know what's going on. Nobody can explain it, but for some reason, he's producing urine on his own now.
That's excellent. All right, sounds good. This particular person has that issue and leukemia, but I definitely want to mention this to them. Yes.
Well, leukemia is, how do I say this without sounding ridiculous? It's a walk in the park, because I mean, I've seen all kinds of things help the bone marrow start to produce healthy red blood cells, and elevated glutathione is one of the key components of it. So if I was suffering with chemo, with leukemia, I'd be doing 9 capsules 3 times a day. And
Okay.
and I know I wouldn't have to be doing it for very long.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
That's all I can tell you on that one.
All right, excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your questions, Gail. And Belinda has a comment or a question. We're just about we've exhausted our time, but go ahead, Belinda, please. You got the last word on this.
Okay, thank you. And awesome testimonials this evening. What would be the dosage for someone that is on dialysis now? They've been on dialysis.
That's a chronic situation. That's chronic situation. So at the very least, they need to go 2x. At the very least, 2x. So if they're on the regular, original, and methylated, that means that they would be doing 4 capsules twice a day. If they're on EMF, that means they would be doing 6 capsules twice a day. And again, I say at the very least.
At the very least, okay.
Yeah. So an extra dose would probably be very beneficial for someone in that situation.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Okay, folks. Thank you guys very much for joining us. This brings us to the end of our discussion. We've got to jump on another meeting really quickly, but for the record, again, my name is Jonathan Jones. It's been my pleasure and privilege to be your host and moderator for the evening. Today is November the 3rd, 2022, and it's a little bit after 7 o'clock now. So we'll see you guys in on the weekend. Remember, Dr. Prasad is doing a presentation with us on Sunday at 5 o'clock about pets. Can they benefit from micronutrients? Do they need micronutrients? What effect would it have on furry little or feathery little friends? Okay. All right, everybody. You guys have a good night. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
Good night. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Alex Holcomb.